Hi again. Now it's time to record the intro for the third part of the painting series of this brook trout. And as you can see, it's already done. It's up on the base and everything, so it's going home next Friday. And when I record the coming intros for these parts, because there is probably going to be 2 more parts, I will probably not have this one. Have the fish to show anymore, so I will have to figure out a way to handle that. But we'll see. We'll see if that's the way it is when I record the next part. But I will have some solution for it, I hope. Anyway, this part is going to be about the belly colors: the reds, the yellows, the oranges, the white, and the black here. And that is going to be a full 30 minutes, a little bit more than 30 minutes actually. Because I have so much to say, And then there is probably going to be 2 more parts. One part about the fins, of course. Fin colors, and probably, or possibly, also the repair of these 2 fins that I broke when I made the first intro, if you remember. Fins, one more part, and the head and the final touches to the back and everything. That's one more part. So I think there is going to be 2 more parts after this one. And as you can see, since I'm done with this one, I have already remodeled my painting wall. There are char pictures there now. Here is my next project: foam carving of a char. Arctic char, that char there, those colors. And I will make a series about that one too, I think, because this was rather fun to do, so I might actually go on doing it. But for now, anyway, it's time to start painting belly colors on this brook trout. That's what this part is about. So let's do it. I decided that the spots were still a little bit too cold, greenish in color, so I went over it again with some diary yellow, and this is how it turned out. I've sealed it with lacquer again. That's the way I go. I seal with lacquer every so often, because if I make a mistake now with the yellow on the belly, I can go back and take it off. So now it's diary yellow again. And let's hope that is going to be right. It's not so critical that I stay exactly within the lines, so to say, because this edge that I already created with the removal of the green here is going to define the transition pretty well anyway. So I don't need to go far down with this either, because there is going to be orange coming. So I made a few mistakes that I am going to correct now. I have backed the tape a little, and now I started making the white belly and the red sides and the black stripe here, but it all came out pretty bad, so I decided to redo that. I also found that this yellow wasn't far enough down to give room for this orange red part of the belly colors, really, so I wanted to raise the yellow a little. And I think it has been obvious if you looked at the previous tapes that this part here was yellow, not green, and I can't find that in any. The green is going down to almost to the fin pocket there, so I restored that green with yellow spots too. And that isn't documented on film on video how I did that, but this I'm going to show you. I sprayed this way with first some pearl to block the green in the edge here, and then on with yellow just to brighten it up and getting the yellow back there. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create I'm going to take away the even shade here and create a more natural transition like this one in this part too. And for that, it's the old usual method. It's the alcohol and the Q-tip this time. Not too much alcohol on the Q-tip, and then go up in the green here and take away whatever yellow is in the green, so I get the darker shades back. And with the Q-tip it's easy to do this. Just make sure that I don't have too much alcohol on it, because that would run and then I would get traces down here too. So I'm taking away alcohol every time, and I go up quite far up here because I think there is some yellow overspray that I want to remove. And then I'm going to go over to a paintbrush and just break the line up. And I think the end result is going to be good, even if there are some adjustments that I need to do here. But I have to let this dry and then seal it again, and then go on with the red and the white. And that's done, and now I will take this edge is too sharp. I need to soften it, and I'm going to stipple some yellow up into the green here, and maybe some of that Payne's gray, cobalt blue down here to create a softer merging of this edge, and hopefully remove the pearl edge here too. And that will be opaque diarylide yellow, I think. So I'm just going to put a few drops of that here. And some water. Just a few drops of water. flow better. So now I'm going to go on trying to restore the white in the belly without messing this yellow up too much. And after that I'm going down with some red on this yellow. And the belly I will spray that and try to keep it within the black lines here because that's about the limit where the white is going. And if I spray like that over the edge there, I shouldn't get too much overspray here. And I hope not on this side either. And then I will turn it around and do it from the other side and see if that works. If it doesn't, I can always wash away with alcohol again. So let's see. White in an airbrush. Small airbrush. And even though I tried to graze it like that when I sprayed, I got some overspray. So I'm going to remove overspray down to the black marking there where the black line is going to be. And I don't really need an even transition. I want it to be just an even white in the belly, but I'll take that away with a Q-tip again, like I did before. Just removing all the white in this area. And then there would be stippling with oranges and reds to get the belly colors. And I'm actually not going to keep the stippling brush too dry because that will make the transition too even. I want a bit of blotchiness and some stains here, so I'm keeping it a bit moist. And then over to red. And again, start low. This red is actually mostly oriented towards the black line in the belly. So So I don't want too much red going up on the sides. Now I can go back to the yellow, put some more yellow in the upper areas of this. More water, that needs water. So this is the result now, and what's left is to make this black line going along between the red and the white here. And what I see is towards the white, the black has a very sharp edge. But towards the red, it's actually fading, more like the other colors fade into each other here. So I'm going to reproduce that. And I also see that the black isn't really pitch black the way I did before. I think it's more like a very, very dark brown. There are almost never any really black colors in any fish. They are usually mixtures of dark colors, blue, black, brown, that come close to black, but they aren't really black. So I'm going to do this with, I'm going to start with a very dark brown. So I'll start stippling a soft line towards the red, and then I'll try to make a more ragged but sharper line towards the white. And the black is also going in here in places, so I'll have to work with that. And this is going to be a mixture, which is rare for me. But if there is one hue that I miss from the old color transfer paints that I used in the beginning but never will use again because they are not very good in other aspects, it's a shade called Black Umber. And Black Umber was a very dark umber. So I will have to mix something like Black Umber, because that's what I'm going to start with here. That was a very useful shade, actually. So if I put like 1 drop of black in 4 drops or 5 drops of umber, let's see where that goes. That becomes quite dark, but maybe not dark enough. I'll put 1 more drop in it. That's 1 drop more. And there I have a dark brown. Almost black, but not black. That's what I'm going to use. And it's the same as before. No, I forgot. I was going to put some pearl in the belly first. So let's do that. I'll take some of that paintbrush grade pearl. Just a little. And I need clean water. Fairly big brush. without any shades on it. Take a new one. And water to thin this. And then I just brush it on here and spread it with another brush. Just fade it out towards the edges. And it's been a few minutes and the pearl is dry. So now finally I'm going to start making this black application. And I want a fairly thin stippling brush so I don't spread it too far out to the sides. And some transparency. Let's see how that works. Now I'll start very slowly. Just putting on small amounts. Trying to make them fade towards the red. I'll keep repeating this process until the line is starting to get as dark as I want it. I think I have established the edge towards the red here. I just need to make it a little bit more irregular. Stipple up a little in places. Now when I've established this, I'm going to go on taking it out on the white there, but before I do that I am going to make another seal spraying of this to just make sure that if I get some black on the white where I don't want it, I can wash it away with alcohol and take that away. Quick. So I'm going on with the black edge towards the white. And I'm going to go on with the very dark black brown, but I'm going to make it even darker, so I'm going to add more black to this. So maybe 4 more drops of black. And let's see where that goes. I'll start with that. Stipple small amounts at a time. And when I do that, I get the blotchiness from not trying to stipple it out evenly, but just pushing the paint around a little with a small brush. And letting the brush get a bit moister than I usually do when I dry stipple. And then just go on strengthening this until I get the black brown tone that I want. These black markings around the throat are not that black. They're just like it's suited a little. So by pushing away with the finger, I create something that stays in the low parts of the structure, and that looks quite right. It's a good thing that I use this lacquer sealing. I had put some big black spots on there here. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but they were very obvious. And the good thing is that I can use some alcohol and remove them, and now they're gone. So no big deal really. Let's go on with this. When something is a little bit too sharp, like I decided that these spots going into the white need to be a little bit less pronounced, more like a sooting, I can also use just a transparency medium, a little, just a few drops of that, clean out my brush. And then just put some on where I want to do that, and it will loosen I'll do that and give it a minute or so. The orange is obviously, or I think so anyway, a little bit too orange, reddish. So I'm going to go back towards yellow a little with it. And it's the same procedure again. Yellow. Maybe a brighter yellow. I'll do that with actually primary yellow. See what happens, or at least mix some in. course, transparency. And let's mix that. Let's see where that takes us. Try and dry brush this. It doesn't need to be splotchier. I'll brush it out, which makes it a more even coat. Crocodile. That's good. And of course I did get some yellow up in the darker areas, so I'll just remove some of that again. I'm going to do one last thing before I give it a dash of lacquer again. I'm going to go with a Pearlex mica just in the orange stripe here to give it some more spark. Very lightly with a very soft brush. This one. And when I do that, I usually pick up what I need from the lid, because if I go into the jar, I usually pick up too much. So I take a little here from the lid and go in there and see what happens. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's going to be. And a dash of lacquer, just to keep it down. I should close that.